Hello everyone and welcome back to the Bookstraw channel. The Men's Paris Fashion Week for Autumn-Winter 24 just ended and there were a lot of surprising moments, hits and misses that I want to get into in this video. First, I want to start off with Louis Vuitton. Pharrell Williams is the current creative director of menswear at Louis Vuitton and they showcased their autumn-winter collection earlier on in the week. I feel that there was a lot of anticipation for the show due to the celebrity status surrounding Pharrell, who is a multiple award-winning musician and producer. Pharrell tapped into the ultimate cowboy style in its most traditional aesthetic. Think fringes, flared trousers, wide buckle belts, double denim and turquoise beadings. I think that just like his first show, Pharrell chose to make this show more of a spectacle than strictly a runway show. It was a mixture of music, entertainment and fashion and highlighted Black and Native American cowboys. And it was a hit in some people's eyes and a miss in others. But some people felt that the clothes weren't really a celebration of design and creativity and instead thought they were more like fancy dress costumes, whilst others thought that maybe it was inspired in some way by Pharrell's infamous buffalo hat that he wore to the 2014 Grammys, which, if you remember, became a source of memes for days and weeks and months. The runway show featured some interesting models such as Enzo Lafort, who is actually a French fencer, and this was to symbolise LVMH's partnership with the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. So it wasn't surprising to see just how much anticipation there was around Pharrell's second Louis Vuitton show. And just like his first show, which was last year, there were a lot of celebrities in attendance, including Bradley Cooper, Venus Williams, and Quavo. I was quite surprised when Louis Vuitton first named Pharrell as its creative director for menswear after the passing of Virgil Abloh. Now, if you don't know, Virgil Abloh was a talented and creative designer who previously worked with Kanye West before launching his style of luxury streetwear and successful off-white brand. He was then named menswear artistic director at Louis Vuitton, where he remained from 2018 to 2021 when he sadly passed away. And he brought a lot of celebrity attention to Louis Vuitton, and I think LVMH liked the attention and publicity that they got from their association with Virgil. And after he passed, I think they were looking for someone to take on that mantle. And Pharrell is an award-winning singer and producer. And while some people were scratching their heads at his appointment, I think Louis Vuitton were being strategic in his appointment. I mean, he has no formal or informal training, and he even said himself that he is not a fashion designer. But I think that Pharrell is an incredibly creative person and he's always stood out for his fashion choices and his skateboard piece style.
I'm not a fashion designer.
Sure, okay. How would you classify yourself if not a fashion designer?
Oh, creative director for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so Pharrell sees himself as more of a curator of ideas to help shape the style, the aesthetic, the design ethos of the actual designers at Louis Vuitton. And I loved the staging of his first show for Louis Vuitton last year, which I actually did a video on. He had a choir, a Parisian bridge, lights, and a slew of celebrity friends in attendance. And he was praised for his first show. And I think fashion brands will always push the boundary of the unique to the ridiculous, but I'm glad that Pharrell got to showcase another one of his collections. And I like the show in terms of the staging, music, and tailoring of the garments. One controversial moment though was the unveiling of the $3,000 sandwich bag, which got roasted online by comedian and talk show host Sherry Shepherd.
Louis Vuitton and Pharrell Williams have teamed up. They made a luxury handbag that looks like nothing more than a paper bag. First of all, you carry this bag in New York City, you asking to get robbed.
Next, I want to speak about some other runway shows that stood out to me. I really have to give props to some of the established fashion designers such as Zegna, Dior and Balmain because I think they really showed up and showed out this year. But first, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on videos like this. Let's get into this. So first, starting with Zegna. Now, Zegna is an Italian luxury fashion house that was founded in 1910, and the Zegna Group is known for designing and producing clothes for brands such as Tom Ford and Thom Browne. But this show centered on the Zegna brand for men's autumn-winter 24 season. The show had good energy and opted for an indoor landscape experience, with models walking towards and around a cashmere mountain centerpiece on the runway, in tribute to the Oasi Zegna nature reserves in Italy. The set design reminded me of athletes walking around proudly in an Olympic opening ceremony, and the set design highlighted the collection, which featured rhythmic color hues and layers of fabric expertise. And Zegna really had a great show this season, with a classy and wearable collection that is sure to be popular amongst customers. And I thought that Givenchy did amazing also. Givenchy showcased their collection, which for me channeled the contemporary gentleman. After Matthew Williams left the creative helm last year, the house referenced Givenchy's roots, with the pieces inspired by personal garments of the late founder Hubert de Givenchy. The show featured fewer traditional male stereotypes, but the show was still contemporary and thoughtful, with ideas between the masculine and the feminine, as found in the founder's wardrobe and home decor, with headpieces, floral accents, and draped garments. And the collection was showcased in the salons of 3rd Avenue George V, where the founder created many of his collections. So say what you want about Givenchy, but their collection was well constructed and well received by some, although some critics felt that the pieces lacked masculinity and that the brand urgently needs a new creative lead designer, and so they thought the show was a miss, but I quite liked it. What do you think? Also, I really enjoyed Dior's show. Dior unveiled their collection under the dramatic sounds of Russian composer Sergei Prokofiev. Think The Apprentice UK theme tune for my UK viewers. The collection was strong, and creative director Kim Jones made a personal homage to his family's connection to music and dance, and the British creative director chose to stage couture techniques into a ready-to-wear collection. I love when you can see multiple models at a time. It makes the show such a spectacle, and when the camera pans out, the models extend the performance of the show. Using a mixture of historical and modern shapes, some moments of the show that stood out to me were the inclusion of colour block knitwear, zip front jumpsuits, and a strong approach to tailoring. And I loved the subtle accessories adorned by the models. The show was definitely a big moment for Fashion Week. Another big moment was the JordanLuca show. Jordan Bowman and Luca Marchetto put together a weird birthday party, which is their own words. The show was a nod to the 1970s punk era with subculture-esque references. But I really loved when they brought out Andreas Kronthaler onto the runway. And if you don't know, Andreas was Vivienne Westwood's husband, and Vivienne Westwood brought provocative to fashion by utilising the influence of the 1970s punk era in fashion. So it was a touching tribute to the late designer who I've done a video about, and Andreas wore a leather parka and boots with a gelled up mohawk hairstyle. I loved it. The themes of the show showed a contrast between happiness and darkness, and vulnerability and strength, with cutout dresses and wide shoulder tailored coats. Now, there are always a lot of celebrities in attendance at Fashion Week, and this year was no different. When leaving Kenzo's Autumn-Winter 24 show, Zayn Malik was actually run over. Fortunately, it was a slow-moving car that ran over his Kenzo sneakers, and he went onto Instagram later on that day to say to fans that he was completely fine, saying, "At Kenzo, at Nigo, thanks for a great show. My foot is fine, thanks to my incredibly well-made shoes." I also enjoyed Prada's take on the office boy, and I thought that Hermes' show was chic, elegant, and wearable as always. And I also really enjoyed Martine Rose's show. However, I was disappointed with Rick Owens' show. Now, he is a talented designer and knows how to grab the attention of fashion lovers, but some critics felt as though he's reached the point where he's trying too hard to top his last shows, and as a result, some felt that he has become a bit of a caricature of himself and felt that his collections are more for amusement rather than the sensual and bold pieces of the past. I mean, think of his 2008 show and how stunning that was. Now, I want to get into another highlight of the week. Balmain paid tribute to the African sapeurs. The show marked a comeback of the house into the menswear schedule, and I love the staging of the show, from the African-inspired music, the colours on display, and the freedom of individuality. And if you don't know, African sapeurs are gentlemen who are known for mixing French tailoring and African patterns into their appearance with bold colours and accessories and sharp tailoring. Two highlights to point out include the graphic artwork from the Ghanaian artist Prince Gayazi on overcoats, suits and accessories, and Naomi Campbell's grand finale on the runway. I really enjoyed the show and thought that it was a real celebration of design, tailoring, culture and fashion. So those were some of my highlights from Paris Fashion Week Autumn/Winter 24 season. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think was some of the best shows. What were some of your highlights and key moments? What were some of the misses for you? What were the surprising moments? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. And please feel free to like and comment and share this video if you care. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!